All right, guys, I'm gonna do some notes on the coordinate plane as a review. Again, if you haven't done or turned in the algebra review from yesterday, you need to make sure you watch the videos first. That's the biggest thing. Students aren't watching the videos, and then they're blowing up the remind in the inbox with questions without watching the videos. So you need to do that first. Same thing here. If you look, there's some notes, there's this video, and then there's a Quizzes link. So if you haven't registered for Quizzes, I sent a remind out for that yesterday. I posted an announcement, all of that. You're not going to be able to take the Quizzes until you register. At the top, guys, the name of where you graph paper, that kind of thing, is named for the man who invented it. It's called a Cartesian coordinate plane. It's made up of two number lines. And one goes one way, one goes the other. You have the horizontal, like the horizon, which runs left to right. And that is your x-axis. And then you have the vertical, up and down, like 2K. And that's called the y-axis. So I'm going to label them down here. I'm going to put a lot of information on this coordinate plane. This one, that's running left to right, that's your x-axis. This one that's running up and down, that's your y-axis. Those are important to know because that helps you with the coordinates that have the 0 in it. Right here in the middle, that point has a special name. You need to remember that. That's going to be real important when we get to graphing circles in the spring. That's called the origin. And hopefully you remember the two numbers that go with that. Its coordinates are always, always 0, 0. Now these four sections are important to know. Those are called quadrants. And because this was thought up so long ago, they are numbered with Roman numerals, and you always need to use Roman numerals. No matter how lazy you are feeling that day, you need to use Roman numerals like you're doing an outline. And for some weird reason, they go backwards. So like this is quadrant 1, this is quadrant 2, this is quadrant 3, and that's quadrant 4. Now, that's important to know. Another thing that you probably had to learn in 8th grade or last year is the signs of the coordinates in each quadrant. For instance, any ordered pair in here is always positive, positive. Any ordered pair in quadrant 2 is negative, positive. Any ordered pair down here is negative, negative. And then any ordered pair in quadrant 4 is positive, negative. You want to draw yourself a little graph like that in your notes because some of the questions on your quizzes will have to do with the signs of the ordered pairs and the quadrants. Now, it says each point on a coordinate plane can be named by an ordered pair. Guys, X will always be first. Y will always be second, forever and ever and ever. If the number is positive in that ordered pair, you have two choices. You're either going to the right if it's the first number, or you're going up if it's the second number. Now, if it's negative, you're going to go left if it's the first number, or down if it's the second number. Always. This is always the first thing you do. This is always the second thing you do. No matter what, you can't change that up. Now, if the x coordinate is 0, for example, if it is 0, 3, see the x is a 0. It is going to be on the y-axis, the other letter's axis. The x is 0, so it's going to be on the y-axis. Now, just the opposite. If it's 3, 0, if the y is 0, it's on the x-axis. So this might be something right here that you want to screenshot, because this has a lot of good information right here. I also put some notes in the module that you may want to add. Now, I have some little examples out at the bottom. I'm going to work with you just so that when you get your quizzes, you'll know what's going on. I'll work a few, let you practice some, but guys, practicing is what's going to get better. If we're ever going to do the cute little pictures, the football, you know, the Easter eggs, the Christmas trees, you got to be able to plot your points. Now, one thing again that helps, if you want to put the signs of what goes where, that can help you also. You see I put the positive, positive, negative, positive, negative, negative, positive, negative. I put the signs. The ones that generally give students the most trouble are the ones with the zeros. So for instance, it said write the ordered pair for each point shown at the right. Guys, if it is a negative number, you have to put the negative sign. That's the difference between right and wrong. So for instance, it's asking for ordered pair A. You always start at the origin. You go left or right first. Well, the only way I can get there is to go right 1, 2 spots and then go up 1, 2, 3. Well, anything in that quadrant is both positive. So it's positive 2, positive 3. It wants to know about B. Well, B is right here. I go left 1, 2, 3. If I go left, guys, this is negative this way. But I don't go up or down. So it's a 0. So I went negative 3 and then a 0. Here is C right here. If I start at the origin, don't go down first, guys. You always go left or right first. 1, 2, 3, 4. I go left 4, which is negative, and down is negative. 1, 2, 3. Two negative numbers. Negative 4, negative 3. Now for D, slide this over right here. It's right here. I start here. I got to go to the right first. Don't go down first. It's always left or right first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Going to the right is positive, so that's a positive 4. Going down is negative. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's positive 4, negative 4 for D. All right. E, you see I have to go left first, so that's negative, and then I go up. Up is positive. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Anything in that quadrant is negative then positive, so it's negative 4, positive 3. Guys, the sign makes all the difference in the world. These two are not the same answer. Oh, I put it in the wrong spot. Negative 4, 3 and negative 4, negative 3 are not the same answer. So you've got to be careful. Now, these two right here, 7 and 8, are really important because they both have zeros in them. So I want you to take a second, look at G right here. I'm at the origin. I don't go left or right at all to get to this guy. If I don't go left or right, it starts with a 0. I go straight down. 1, 2, 3. If I'm going down, that's a -3. Same thing for H. I don't go left or right at all to get up here to H. So I start with a 0, but I go up 1, 2, 3, 4. Going up is positive. Now for I, which is right here, anything in that quadrant, look, is negative, negative. So I know these are both going to be negative numbers. 1, 2, 3. -3 because I went left. 1, 2, 3, 4. -4 because I went down. And F right there was what? 2, -1. But it's something you definitely have to practice with. If you need extra practice on those, you have to let me know, because I have tons and tons and tons of practice that I can give you on the coordinate plane. But it's something we will use for distance. It's something we will use for midpoint. It's something that we will use for slope. Lots of different things. So you have to be able to use ordered pairs, big time. All right, down at the bottom, it's the reverse. It's plotting points, being able to plot points. So you don't want to connect the dots. It's not going to make anything cute. I'm just going to do, like I said, a couple. Again, if you want to put the little signs, for instance, anything here is positive, positive, negative, positive, negative, negative, and positive, negative. That always helps if you have trouble. And again, I'm definitely going to focus on the ones with the zeros, because those give students a little bit of trouble. I'm going to do ones with signs, like number 10 where it says 6, 4. That should be pretty simple because they're both positive. Number 11, though, has a negative, -5, 4. So you start at the origin. You always go left or right first, then you go up or down, always, forever and ever and ever. So since that's a negative, I'm going to go left 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to put the point in the capital letter just so I can keep track of what goes where. All right. Look at 13 with the Q, 6, 0. The first number tells I'm going right because it's positive. So I start at the origin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Since the second number is 0, I don't move anywhere. I just stay right there. And I put a Q. And again, these guys right here are called axis. And the plural, just change it to an ES on the end. Those lines there, that's called like the x-axis. You see the little x. The y-axis, you see the little y. But plotting points is something that's real important that we'll be working on so many other different topics that you got to be able to do. So watch the videos. I can't stress enough, that seems to be the biggest thing giving students trouble, is that they're not watching the videos. So make sure you watch the video before you start messaging me on Remind and sending me messages on Canvas. and then we'll do a little bit more review on Wednesday. All right? Thanks.